Chase the builder, can I fix it? Chase the builder. Hey, I'm Chase, and you've caught me working on my latest project. What do you think? Okay. So you're probably thinking it's just a column of bricks, no big deal. But this is no ordinary column of bricks. No, sir or madam, this is so much more. It's a new mailbox, guaranteed to withstand wind, rain, and termites. Termites, they do that. This baby is going to outlive us all, and I think it shows off my individuality. Individuality is discovering who you are meant to be. Could be I'm meant to be a bricklayer. I mean, who knows? Look at this thing. It's strong. The corners line up perfectly. It would take a bulldozer to knock this thing down. Oh, almost forgot. I've got to leave space for the most important part, the mailbox. Here's some advice for you. When building a column of bricks, don't build it from the inside. In today's story, a guy named Samuel has to choose the next king. Now, will he be strong and perfect looking, or is it the inside that really matters? That's something for me to think about. Looks like I have plenty of time on the inside of the bricks. Indoors. Really didn't think this through.
The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one. About God's love for us. And now for an amazing story.
Inspired by the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16. Verses 1 to 13.
Over many generations, God had provided for his people, starting with Abraham.
I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you.
God had cared for the Israelites over and over, leading them out of slavery, providing them new land, and sending judges and prophets to guide them. But that didn't keep them from looking at the nations around them.
Whoa, check it out.
They've got a real king.
Someone to lead them into battle.
He is like so dreamy.
The Israelites were so envious of their neighbors that they pleaded with the prophet Samuel to give them a king. Though it saddened God's heart, he allowed his people to choose a ruler, King Saul.
Now there's a real war hero to be.
And so, handsome.
But while Saul looked the part of a king, he didn't listen to God. Over and over, he chose to go his own way. So God spoke to Samuel.
I am sending you to Jesse of Bethlehem. I have chosen one of his sons to be king.
Samuel was a little nervous about his new task. After all, Saul was still king, and he wouldn't welcome word of a new king.
How can I go? If Saul hears about it, he will kill me.
Take a cow with you and say, I have come to sacrifice to the Lord. Invite Jesse to the sacrifice. Then I will show you what to do. You must anoint for me the one I point out.
Okay, God, here goes.
Samuel traveled to the small town of Bethlehem. When he arrived, he invited Jesse and his sons to join in honoring God.
I and my sons are at your service.
Samuel took a look at the impressive group of young men surrounding the gray-haired Jesse.
I'd like to meet them all. Can you introduce me?
Yeah, well, here's my eldest, Eliab, best swordsman in the land.
Eliab casually adjusted his sword belt as he came forward.
Yes, just a little blade I crafted myself. It glows blue if Amalekites are nearby.
Eliab certainly looked the part of a king. Samuel thought quickly.
This has to be the one the Lord wants me to anoint for him.
But God spoke directly to Samuel's heart.
Do not consider how handsome or tall he is. I have not chosen him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outside of a person, but the Lord looks at what is in the heart.
Samuel tried to process this amazing thought as he stared up at Eliab. He found his voice.
Fine young man, but let's meet the rest of them.
As Eliab stepped aside, a young man with wavy locks sauntered up, flexing his muscles.
Benadab. He can wrestle two bears while fending off a wolf at the same time.
Ho!
In his heart, Samuel asked God.
Surely this one could take on anything.
Samuel had God's answer.
The Lord hasn't chosen him either.
My third son, Shammah.
Samuel saw only a blur. He blinked and suddenly, a red-haired young man was standing before him.
Did you?
Oh, I just took a quick sprint over to the Dead Sea and back.
Fastest runner in all of Judea.
The Lord hasn't chosen this one.
4 more of Jesse's sons stepped forward, each as talented as the last.
My fourth, a master chef.
Would you care for a fig-stuffed partridge and a reduction of grapes and mint?
My fifth, a scribe of epics.
It was a dark and stormy night.
My sixth, an accomplished hunter.
No gazelle left standing is my motto.
My seventh, a talented humorist.
Good morning, Bethlehem!
As God had instructed, Samuel looked past the outside traits of these young men.
The Lord has not chosen these. Are these all the sons you have?
Jesse scratched his beard and raised an eyebrow.
There is still the youngest, but he's tending the sheep.
We'll send for him. We will not sit down until he arrives.
David? Oh, come on, all he does is hang out with the sheep.
And sing to them.
Who sings to sheep?
Shammah, go get your brother.
When Jesse's youngest son David arrived, Samuel took a good look at the boy.
Hello, Mr. Prophet.
David was good looking, but he was just a sunburnt kid. His clothing was withered, and he smelled like he hung out with the sheep. Samuel tried to look and smell past the outside. He listened carefully in his heart.
Get up and anoint him. This is the one.
The Lord has chosen this one.
Samuel poured oil over David as a sign that God had chosen him. From that day forward, the Spirit of the Lord was with him. And in time, the shepherd kid became a king.
I'm free. I was able to walk right through it. Turns out it wasn't as strong as it looked because it needed something called a mortar. So I guess looks on everything. And that was true with Samuel, wasn't it? When God asked him to choose a king, Samuel was tempted to only look at the outside of the person. But God said the Lord looks at what's in the heart. Now, you probably won't ever be asked to choose the next king, but maybe you can think about what God said when you're choosing who to be friends with. Now, how do you choose your friends? Do you choose friends because they have the nicest clothes or most expensive toys? Are they the fastest, the strongest? Do they get the best grades, have the best hair? I mean, nothing's wrong with any of those things, but if you're choosing a friend who's going to last, you need to think about something more. What's in your friend's heart? Are they kind? Are they encouraging? Do they love you for who you are no matter what? Those are the things that really matter. And those are the kinds of friends you should hang around. Love everybody because no matter what you see on the outside, everybody is uniquely created by God in His image. But choose your friends carefully because those are the relationships that can last a lifetime. So the one thing to remember today is this. God wants me to see what really matters. Seeing what's in someone's heart takes practice, so ask God to help you. And if you're building the mailbox out of bricks anytime soon, make sure there's something else besides yourself on the inside. And use mortar. Lots of mortar. Hold on. Hey, Mama. You saw the picture of the mailbox. Can you what? Oh, Mama, you can't show that to nobody.